First thing we're going to do is we're going to put together the drawer. I'm going to start by putting the bastion post in. I'll line that up. Okay, I'm going to tighten those down. You notice, can you zoom in there? I want to see the hole. And then I'm going to back that out about one turn. I'm going to take this one, once the shaft is all the way against the wood, I'm going to turn it backwards. Just about like that. Next, I'm going to attach the sides of the drawer to the back. We're going to use 1 1/4 number 8 screws. We'll just tighten these down. Okay, now I have the sides attached to the back. I'm going to take the best side of the drawer bottom and slide it into the notch. Turn it up like that. Turn it around, make sure that it's seated into the front brace. Then we're going to put the front on. The bastion post that we put in earlier, they're going to go into holes right there. Okay, I'm going to partially insert those posts into the ends of the drawer sides. Then I'm going to take a barrel nut. What you're going to do is you're going to put that barrel nut in, and you can align it using those little notches. Put the other one in. Then I'm going to push that in, and that's going to go right through the side of that barrel nut. Put them into the threaded end of that barrel nut. And we're going to start tightening it down. Attach the handle, take it out of the packet, take 2 of your machine screws. You notice in the back of the drawer front, these are countersunk. Going to put those right in there. These right in here. Okay, we're going to put the right side one on first. We're going to put that back up against the back of the top, and you'll see little pilot holes. The middle one will not be used. Okay. Now you've got little packs of screws, and in those little screws it'll say things like 5/8 number 7 screw used on cabinet side glide. That's the ones that you attach these to the cabinet sides. Then you had a couple other little packs. We give you a little bit of variety there, but well, this one says glides sometimes vary during manufacturing. If your glide screws are too small, replace them with the ones in this pack. Well, in this case, it's the ones in this pack. They're just a little bit bigger, and you can make sure they're going to fit by just dropping them in, and you see the head will not go through it. So we're going to put that back into place. We're going to take a small Phillips screwdriver. Repeat with the other side. Okay, now we're going to put the hardware on the bottom of the top and the bottom of the drop leaves. The drop leaves are exactly the same. You just turn them around either way. It won't make any difference. These little slots are for after the top is put on the cabinet. This allows the little wooden disc to clear so that your drop leaves will hang straight rather than out at an angle. So what we're going to do is line them up, and you'll see hinges are going into the 4 positions, the finger holder, and there's 4 pilot holes there. We're going to line them up. These are 5/8 number 8. In this case, they're bronze. Then for the screws, we take just a little bit smaller 5/8. Sometimes they're number 6, sometimes number 7, depending on the hinges we get in. Okay, our next step is we're going to put the glide support sticks and attach them to the side panels with 1 1/4 number 8 screws. You see there's 4 little pilot holes. Those are going toward the bottom of the panel. The top of the side panel has the open notch, which is the clearance for the glide, drop leaf support. You're only going to be using hole number 1 and number 3. We bored the other ones to make this a little more versatile. Attach this to the side panel. Come down about 3 inches there, and you'll see a 1/8 pilot hole. We're going to put an 1 1/4 screw in that side, and we're going to line it up. Put the other one in this side and tighten it down. Now you'll notice the little packet says 5/8 number 7 screw use on cabinet glide. Make sure is that this glide is just about flush with the end of the support stick. And if you look at the little first hole behind the wheel, you're going to see a pilot hole. And then you're going to come on down about 3 more holes, you'll see another pilot hole, and then on further down, about the 7th hole behind the wheel, you'll see another pilot hole. We're just going to use the first and the last one. You can see when we get ready to take the other side, the front would be toward me, and the wheels, see how those wheels are? The wheels that are attached to the drawer, they're going to go over top of those and go down the glide. So that's your correct orientation there. So now I'm going to put the pins in the ends of all the doors. You'll notice there's 2 holes. Sometimes those might be loose. That's okay. They're just going to keep that brace from turning. We're going to put pins in the ends of all the braces, and then also going to put 3/4 inch pins and along the long edges, 3 holes in the back panel. 1 inch pins support the shelves, go on the faces. Okay, now we're going to take the right side and we're going to attach the top back brace to it. The pin it's in the end there. Take that, put it into the hole. Then I'm going to take the machine screw, go through the big countersunk hole, take the little nut, put it on the tip of my finger, and push it up against the wood that's near the end of the machine screw. We're going to put the back assembly in, and that's the middle back brace. Notice that the holes for the pins in the back panel go down. This pin is down. The big holes for the access holes are up. I'm just going to slide the panel into place, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom brace. Here again, the holes for the pins have to be up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this in place. You notice there's big hole, the bolt coming through there into this hole. Pins are going to go into the pre-drilled holes. And then we're going to secure those with 1 3/4 inch machine screws and nuts in 2 places. All right, now we're going to put the left side on it exactly the same way. We've got to line the 3 pins up with the holes here, and then we're going to secure it with 1 3/4 inch machine screws and nuts. Okay, now we're going to do some door prep. This is the right door. This is the front side. That's where your handle will be. Countersunk holes on the back and 1 little pilot hole there. And that's going to take the plate from your magnet pack. Your magnet pack has 3 screws. One's very short. It's a number 4 1/2-inch screw. It'll fit down in there and in the countersink outside. The little knobs on the bottom will go near the wood. Make sure it's in there good, and that'll be nice and flat. Now on the left door you have a little spacer. Spacer is going to be flush with the bottom of the drawer, of the door, and you leave a space at the top, and that's to clear the magnet. So we take 5/8 number 8 screws. That's going to overlap that door just a little bit, because if you have any gap between the doors, the little spacer will compensate for that. Okay, last thing we're going to do with the door prep, we're just going to attach the handles. And what we do is we'll just attach this from the front. This hole is countersunk, so we'll just put a couple of those in. This is the top front brace, only one like it. Got countersunk holes all the way through, and those are plain. Then it has your nut access holes. And what you're going to do is make sure that the countersunk holes face down. And then we're going to secure this. First I'm going to secure it on one side with one of the 1 3/4 inch bolts like I did before. I'm not going to attach the other side yet because I have a lot of other things to put in there. Now, this is the middle front brace, is the one with the magnet block on there. You got the holes for the door pins. You don't get washers on the top of the doors. This is your left door, the one with the spacer, plain door on the right. You put in the 1.5 inch longest pins in there. And then this is the bottom front brace. Make sure the holes go up. It's the only way that it'll go. And what we're going to do then is I'm going to put the hole. Then I'm going to put washers on the bottom pins because gravity will make the doors bind if you don't have a little washer on the bottom. Then I'll lift that up, put the pins in place there. I'm going to take that whole ensemble, if you will. I'm going to sort of hold it together. I'm going to bring it over to this same side. Then I'm going to put the pins into place here. I'm just pulling this back a little bit. Another bolt. Then I'm going to line these up. And the Z-bracket will fit in that little notch. And the hole in the Z-bracket is over top of the pilot hole in the bottom of the top. And then you're going to secure it with a 5/8 number 8 screw. You take the magnet, it's got 2 little screws with it. You snap it on to the plate that we already established, the magnet down. And we're going to close the door. Reach through the top here. Make sure that's in line, and then put your thumb, push down, open the door, and you've got the correct positioning of the magnet. You take the 2 little screws and go right down through the middle of the slot, and you'll be in the correct position. Okay, while we have this upside down, perfect time to put the casters in. The little sleeves have little teeth on them. They're all exactly alike. Put those into the holes in the bottom of the leg. And take a hard hammer, tap them so that the teeth grip the wood. You don't want to pound them flat, because if you do, then the casters won't sink properly. Put in the shelves. They're exactly alike. Front shelf, if you right into the cavity below the drawer, rest on the pins, drop it into place. Bottom shelf, easiest way to do that is to angle it in and get it on the set of back pins. You can see that on the set of back. You just lower it down and it'll drop into place. If it doesn't drop into place, you close the doors and it'll drop into place. And the last thing you want to do is put your drawer in and make sure that that works. The wheels on the drawer will go over top the wheels on the cabinet. Okay, the final steps is just to show you how the drop leaves work. Reach under, and that glide will, or support, pull it straight out, nice and level. Use one up, reach under the other side, and you have 2 up. And when you have those up, the last thing you want to do is to put in the wooden plugs that hide the bolt holes. You may want to tighten the machine screws before you put those in, just to make sure you got real tight fit on everything. And then you notice that these little plugs have a grain to them, and I usually line them up with the grain of the leg, and they're tapered so they go in. And you can use like a little piece of paper or something over top of them. Take a hammer, tap them in,